Hello everybody and welcome back to Mate Night, where we are reviewing films until someone invites us to Cannes.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Mate Night.
You're hosted by myself, Jamie, and as always, my lovely co-host, Fred.
Yes, the intergalactic, the impractical,
Oh, yeah, nice.
and the...
I wouldn't.
I don't want to say the other one that came to mind. Anaphylactic.
Anaphylactic, there we
That's
go.
what
Fred.
we were all thinking.
Today's episode, we are disclosing the one true score for Steven Spielberg's latest film, Disclosure Day. Took me a long time to come up with that one. With a 6.7 on IMDb, this is the film's synopsis. On Google.
One of your best.
Here we go. A meteorologist and a cybersecurity expert find themselves at the center of a movement to expose the government's cover-up of extraterrestrial secrets. Did you realize that she was a meteorologist? I thought I didn't really think of her as a
Meteorologist. Well, I guess that she's a weather woman.
Presenter.
Yeah, but they are usually...
Yeah,
I don't.
It's not what I thought of her at the end of it, though. I didn't think, that meteorologist.
I feel like maybe she could have used her meteorology skills a bit more. I just feel like it was maybe a wasted opportunity, you know.
Well, we'll find out because we're going to do a non-spoiler 10 minutes of rating and reviewing to decide the one true score before analysing a few key details, including how the main characters ended up being chosen to be in their situation. So strap on, and let's start your engines.
Yeah.
On your
Close
UFO.
enough, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, Fred. So 6.7 on IMDb for Disclosure Day.
Yes.
What did you think?
Do you want to get me to give my one true score?
If you want,
All right,
I'll listen.
Give me a countdown.
Oh, okay, ready? 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice. 4.8.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I went 5.96.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
Maybe I should go lower. Hang on.
The thing is, we've for anyone who cares, we have moved away from just our gut reaction and into trying to kind of evaluate the total package of the film, not just take into account what our feelings were. And I would say I enjoyed kind of, I don't know if I went as far as enjoyed the film, but it felt similar to Trap to me.
Okay.
Where it was like dumb and enjoyable, but it was less dumb and less enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't know. Trap was quite fun.
Yeah,
Trap was really good.
Trap. Maybe I'm doing
Let's
Trap.
not put shade on Trap's name for a second.
Trap was a lot of fun.
I tell you,
but Trap was way dumber.
Yeah.
But this was also dumb.
This was dumb, but it was inexcusable dumb because it was boring. I put it at 5.96 because that puts it bang on with Frankenstein, which was also just like it had quite a lot of potential, and it was just like a chewy piece of beef. I just wanted it to be over. I hated it.
I didn't find it as boring as Frankenstein. I liked there was a lot of intrigue. So I guess we're going non-spoilers, aren't we?
Non-spoiler.
Still out. So the way that the film is set up, you are basically the two main characters in it are Emily Blunt's Margaret Fairchild and Josh O'Connor's Daniel Kellner. And the two of them have an underlying mystery to their characters that we don't know about. We know there's things to find out about the characters as we go through the film, and we suspect it's tied to the kind of alien phenomena that's involved in the film. And I was enjoying that aspect. I was enjoying the thought of finding more out about these characters. And as is often the case, I felt like the actual reveals were just quite disappointing. And there are a lot of elements of the story that it's not just I didn't understand, but I was like, that's just, what's the point in that?
Dizzying and pointless in so many ways.
Far too many instances of it being pointless and
stupid.
The sort of goodwill, the goodwill that I felt at I'd say the opening, third was where I was enjoying the film the most. I was like, there was a lot to go into it.
I agree with that.
I was like, what's going on here? There's a lot of unknowns. There's some kind of complex sci-fi, well, I guess not too complex, but mysterious sci-fi objects. There's things that we don't know. There's the kind of conspiratorial sequences, and it just kind of got more and more disappointing and dumb by the end of the film. You're like, what was the point in all of that?
Mate, it was awful. I don't want to go into any spoilers, but I tell you what, here's the thing, right? I think that when you think about the films that Spielberg made that changed everything, like Jaws, Jurassic Park, things like that, like I always think of those as being great because of the simplicity of their storytelling. Like he is a perfect storyteller in those, where and you can see the resemblance in this, where in this film he opens up and the stakes are apparent immediately. Like you can tell the stakes are high, and there's mystery and stakes instantaneously. You're like, this is clearly very important, and I really want to know what it is. So it's like that kind of like really good storytelling of Spielberg was there, but it was just so confusingly complicated. Like it was making stuff up halfway through the film that it was clear we were supposed to be surprised and impressed at moments, and yet there was no groundwork whatsoever to justify the surprise or interest in those moments.
Yeah, sometimes you have examples within storytelling where something is like cool or interesting, so it can kind of cover up for the fact that it doesn't make too much sense. And this had like a litany of those examples, but they weren't cool or interesting. So it's just like, so you immediately, you didn't need to scratch beneath the surface. You're immediately like, that doesn't make any sense.
It had a lot of the problems of like a kids film without the good bits of the kids film as well. Like for example, without spoiling it, like the antagonistic force in this is like unbelievably simple and incompetent,
and like motivationally made no sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's just no. He's just a bad guy, a like pointless bad guy.
But it was even worse than that because he was a bad guy who they again. Try not to go into too much spoilers. Let's say
too much spoilers.
The antagonistic force in this film, we are kind of like, there is suggested nuance, and yet every single action belies that nuance in a way that, like, what was the point of even saying it was there? Like there were instances where, okay, we're maybe supposed to feel sympathetic to the bad guys, and yet they were completely not fleshed out. And then on the back of that, if you're not going to flesh it out, then make their actions at least kind of corroborate with how much you have fleshed them out. And they wouldn't. They'd just like make insane like U-turns in their like philosophy,
completely unjustified.
Like, I don't understand why you're doing that now. Why has that happened?
It was. I want to go into spoilers, but it kind of felt like Spielberg wanted to write a Christopher Nolan film in 10 minutes. Like he wanted to make it complicated. He made it complicated for the sake of complexity.
And Nolan's bad for this as well.
Nolan's bad for this, and he clearly spends ages on it. And it was just, it was complicated in all the wrong ways, and it was incredibly shallow in all the wrong ways. Like the bad guy should have been more complicated, and the reveal and the plot developing and the kind of the bit that we're all waiting for, that should have been way simpler.
But there are loads of like faces to a film, and there's loads of areas which they could have made up ground on the plot being a bit loose. And I want to just say, it wasn't just the fact that the plot was bad. There were like loads of other annoying gripes I had that you'd have thought Spielberg would nail. Particularly for me, like the effects.
Yeah,
I thought that the special effects of there are aliens in this were crap.
Well, spoilers.
It's an alien film. Is that known?
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch it.
I mean, yeah. It's fine, but they wheeled that. No.
That's not really a big one. But I mean, like, well, let's look whether or not there's aliens in it. The special effects.
Look, whether or not there's aliens in it, this film was shit.
The special effects are bad. Like the animals. There's CGI animals, and you're like, surely we're at a stage now where our CGI animals should be like kind of photorealistic.
Yeah.
Or if you're making them look weird, which maybe that was the point.
Yeah.
Maybe make that more obvious.
No,
like,
I don't.
It felt
think
like there was just. It looked like just bad CGI. And I was like, why? Why do you need to have bad animal CGI? It's just not necessary.
Well, I reckon that we can probably move in spoilers now, if you're keen.
Yeah, I don't know if there was any other kind of non-spoiler points that I had from my end. So yeah, I could just run through.
Oh, I tell you what I can say positively about this film.
Yeah.
Because I think that like this was like a very sorry, let me do the negative preamble. It's this was a very poorly made pile of garbage. That's it. That's all I've got. No, there was a lot that was like unforgivably wrong with it. The bits of Spielberg that shone through, I really did appreciate. So one of the things that I think I really like about Spielberg's films is a cinematography technique where a lot of the kind of modern Netflix movies will shoot their shots where the people that are talking and engaging in the scene will be in focus, and then there will be a very kind of nondescript background behind them.
Okay.
What Spielberg has always been incredible for, and he did still do it in this one, was everything was in focus. The whole scene was completely there, and so it kind of helped. It kind of helped offset like the what I would describe as the kind of Netflixy feel of a lot of the films that are coming out at the minute. Part of the reason for that is because they put basically no effort whatsoever into the rest of the shot, and he puts a lot in. He built, I mean, you know, we're kind of in spoilers now. It's not really a spoiler, but when they're in the control room for the
finale,
the bad guys, for the bad guys, Wardex in there, like early on. I think it was like 300 TVs that they like really got and put there and like programmed it. Like it's just stuff like that
nice touches.
I can appreciate about Spielberg turning up and making this garbage film.
But then you just think, so why put so much effort into all that background stuff when there were like clear moments of like bad foreground CG?
I don't know.
Like the animals were
really bad,
weird,
really bad,
and they were such a crucial part of the whole film. Yeah. I think, all in all, I just came out of it. I mean, even the ending, like, again, we'll go full spoilers in a moment, but like, even like the mystery of.
Let's just go full spoilers.
Let's full spoilers.
Right. So we're getting some reveals. I don't know which ending you're talking about. Go on, I suppose,
was there an ending after the credits? We did just bugger off.
I left immediately.
Okay.
So on the conversation of the terribly written antagonist.
Okay.
Why did he stop? Like, why did he just sit down at the end? So for those listening who haven't watched it but still want spoilers, it's a chase movie,
basically.
Right? They spend the whole movie chasing them, and then
for an alien artifact,
and then Colin Firth's in there, right? He could have just pulled out a gun, and solved his problem, and he just kind of sits down and lets it happen with absolutely no justification.
Just because they're almost there now. Let them do it.
Also, by the way, right? Why do we need a news station when they could have just uploaded it from their phones to the fucking internet?
Literally,
why are we all going?
Well, I'll go one further. Why did we need the two main characters?
I don't
clearly the aliens. So the whole plot, as far as I could say, and all right, I'm going to try and do this briefly. But the idea is there's aliens. They landed in Roswell, New Mexico. They're very empathetic, worldly creatures. They're basically a good force, but humanity have like kind of tortured them and kept them under government surveillance and stole their technology for weapons creation. And they have now created within the sort of private government military industrial complex, they've created like a resistance group, and that group has the capability they've stolen from the government.
Which is evidence and a completely arbitrary MacGuffin.
Yeah, they've stolen this. They've stolen evidence of something that doesn't do anything.
Evidence which could very easily be made by AI, and a stick that's kind of
a magic stick
that has like
that sort of sometimes explodes people and then brings them back. And sometimes lets you,
which is never explained,
and sometimes lets you take over someone's body, but only if you're the bad guy.
Which is also never explained. And also might make the building invisible.
Yeah, also but only invisible, only visually invisible. You're still there, and they can hear you, and they can see.
And they can see the flowing stick.
They can see the stick,
and they can also switch on a fucking power station as well. I can switch on a news station if they don't have power.
So I think my thoughts on it were their approach to actually uniting humanity around their cause and making them friends and I don't know,
Empathy.
Empathy,
Which is
empathy.
the superpower.
The answer was empathy. Religious empathy.
Literally was the answer.
The answer was empathy, but their approach was to steal some kids, two random
children,
and touch them.
Unrelated random children. Give them unrelated random powers,
which
that
they
don't do
get,
anything.
which they don't get like until some arbitrary time in the future. One of them gets them in about 10 years. The other is like 2 days before the event, which is like 5 years after the first child gets their superpowers.
And these powers have absolutely no impact whatsoever on their
These
plan.
powers are like really useful, but they're also like completely unnecessary to the scope of the plan. they've already like got the I want to find his name. The leader of the
Wardex.
No, not the leader of Wardex. The leader of Hugo.
Ah, Hugo. Yeah.
Played by Coleman Domingo. Great name. He is in touch. He is communicating with the aliens.
Yeah.
He used to be really high up at Wardex, and he's communicating with the aliens. And it's his job to like run the whole show and then find these two magic super kids who are now just normal people and make sure that they combine so that they can
get to a news station
and tell everyone.
And upload the videos that they could have just uploaded within
which he could have done at any point
months ago and just send it in an email.
Like, did they need it?
This is literally the film. It's 2.5 hours of that could have been sent in an email, man.
Oh yeah, like and it was pointless, like having these kids, and also like,
we transfer that over. Done.
Even their powers, like. So the guy's power is basically just that he can understand them.
He's good at maths.
But like
not
the
like,
mathematical skill doesn't really get used that much.
Yeah, and he's also just like quite good at it.
He's just good at maths, but he also can understand their language.
Because
and it's literally used right at the end. Like the only benefit is so when at the end when the alien who clearly can communicate with Hugo because Hugo knows the plan, so it can't be that much of an issue. At the end, it's like the alien finally sees this man Josh O'Connor's character and whispers something in his ear in the alien dialect so that Josh O'Connor can whisper it in the ear of Emily Blunt's character, whose power isn't communicating with the aliens. Yeah. Her power is understanding people's feelings. and her understanding people's feelings. Now that is very useful in quite a few instances in the pointless chase that didn't need to happen.
Also, it's useful just because fuck you it is, not because it actually would be in that situation.
Because
you just look them in the eye and be like, your wife's not really mad at you.
And then people
like,
wouldn't arrest her.
You just leave. It's fine.
Which was probably my biggest gripe. There was one point where she literally walks in to like a government compound where they are about to torture Josh O'Connor's character, and the way she gets in is she just tells people stuff about their lives.
Kids or something.
Like, well, let her in then. And then
she must be allowed to leave.
She grabs him and then takes him out. And then every time someone sees her, they see like presumably some dead relative of theirs. And instead of just being like, "Oh my God, it's my long lost daughter,
my dead mom.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're." They just step aside and let her walk
Better
out.
let them leave the compound. Yeah, I mean, I think that this film is it's very complicated and absolutely none of it was thought out whatsoever. No. The whole like it's always been you two at the end just makes zero sense. Like, yeah.
But why? And also, why did they? Not only why did they choose them, but why did they choose kids?
Yeah.
Like, why did they choose kids? Well, firstly, it's weird. Also, secondly, they chose kids that wouldn't have these powers until they randomly decided to. They were like sleeper agents for these powers, which were kind of semi-useless.
Not even relevant.
We're not sure. Look, I know for a fact that if I spoke to Steven Spielberg about this, he'd say, "Well, this is the reason." and I guess it would make somewhat sense. There would be a reason, because there can't not be a reason. Because if there's not a reason, why did you do it like that? Because it makes no sense to me.
I mean, like, what are the other gripes? Right? I don't know if you remember the video that they showed where it was like, I'm going to show you this Jane, the pointless character.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this Jane, but this is going to be hard to watch.
Yeah.
And it's just like a video of like a slightly distressed alien.
Yeah,
and they both start
terrible
crying.
CG.
Terrible CG.
Firstly, and then I saw that, like, what's that? A sack of potatoes.
I genuinely thought Paul from Simon Pegg's movie was going to be there at one point. It's so bad.
Oh my god. Is that a child? No. Is it a person? No. Is it not a person? Yes. It's like this slow reveal. It's like, oh, it was terrible.
It was,
and yeah, harrowing footage when he's like, the harrowing footage is literally like someone talking to an alien and shouting at them a bit, and then it's like, okay, oh yeah. It almost makes me sick to my stomach. And there's worse. And if I'm Jane, I'm like, well, I should bloody hope so. Considering the lengths we've gone to.
Just ask him a bunch of questions. Yeah, I had a little read in some of the goofs on IMDb.
Okay.
And one that you'll appreciate here. Jane and Sister Maura discuss the biblical book of Genesis. Jane says, Genesis says that we are his supreme creation. And Sister Maura responds, Genesis says we are God's supreme creation on earth. Neither of these statements is a quote from the book of Genesis.
Of course not.
None of this film makes sense. There's just no effort put in whatsoever to any kind of narrative rigor.
That is crazy that they've just pulled that out of their ass.
When Margaret's stopped car is pushed towards the running train, one could pull the handbrake and just get out of the car instead of relying on the foot brake and being unable to exit the car without
Now that
it.
guy, the guy who was chasing them, I mean, at least his motivations were clear.
Yeah, at least he was
made
consistent.
sense. He thought it was evil. He thought aliens are bad.
But even then, how did we handle him in the end of the film?
Oh, he walks out.
He just goes
he has a strop.
He literally goes out in a strop.
His boss. They finally chase him down there. Stop this. We got to stop this. Well, I'm about to turn it on. So what are you going to do? And the boss goes, no, I'm going to let it happen. And he just he just finds a chair and sits down. All of his team, his staff members like, what are we doing? Are we not stopping? Nah, I'm not going to. And then his key underling just like runs off in a huff.
This is an incredibly stupid film.
Yeah, it was really, really dumb. I was enjoying it quite a lot. It's a chase film. And the best part, I think, for me, was the reveal that Josh O'Connor was, actually involved. Like the reveal that he could actually understand her.
Yeah.
When they were on the farm.
Yeah.
At first, Josh O'Connor kind of, when he's first on the run, he runs off into a farm and they're tracking him down, and he sees a video of Emily Blunt's character who's on the news, and she's speaking this alien language because she's basically having this weird alien epiphany moment. And he's like, why is she just saying, like, you don't need to be afraid or whatever.
Yeah, we should all just be friends.
Yeah, and empathy.
Empathy is the superpower.
Is it just the tip? So why? And then the reveal is basically like, oh, what? You can understand her? And then we didn't know up to this point that he was actually kind of also a super being.
That he'd also been molested by aliens as a kid.
And I thought that was cool. That was about the high point for me. I was like, this is... And then a crop circle formed. Well, I don't know why.
This is an interesting shot.
Yeah. Why did that happen?
It's probably happened for the trailer, didn't it?
Yeah.
I expect that's probably why it happened.
But
and then there's like 50 special forces armed people, which this like not very smart guy just kind of walks through and rescues his like
a car.
Very disappointing girlfriend who's just incredibly boring and weird.
The one cool thing I guess she does is the fact that they're on the run. They're about 5 seconds behind the chasing pack, so their car's pretty banged up. They go onto a dirt track, and he's like, "How are they behind us? Are they behind us?" And she goes, "Yeah, they're behind." They've got about a 5-second delay, and then they almost fly off a ravine. They almost fly off like a big cliff, and it just puts a break in time. Like, whoa, thank God! All right, we better run. We're on foot. They have this conversation. They get out. They start to run. And then she goes, "Actually, I've got an idea. I'm going to pull a rock out." Gets a big rock. Turn the car on. "Yeah, I'll do that." He goes, turns the car on. She puts the rock in. Car flies off the edge. They run off. And then the cars all come in. Probably about 2 minutes later.
At least 5 minutes have passed at this point.
Crazy.
And they're like, "Oh, well, they must be gone." And I agree. That was actually one of the least moments.
It was a minor gripe that, like, of many just dumb plot points in this whole thing.
We're at 25 minutes. Was there anything you wanted to have?
I didn't really have much else on this one. The only thing maybe we could chat about is next episode. Do you reckon it's worth us doing this obsession that everyone's going on about? Because I'm actually quite keen to watch it.
Yeah, can do. Yeah. Let me just double check the calendar, because we do need to make sure we are on track for. We're good. Yeah, we'll do Obsession next week.
Potentially won't be able to record next week, so we'll have to see if we can.
No one's going to be talking about Obsession the week after.
Brilliant.
Apart from us.
Late to the party as always.
Mate, we were never invited to the party. Well, I guess thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the recommendation.
Should we? One sec. Should we? Whereabouts is it on the machine?
Yeah, I need to. What was your score?
I went with 4.8.
4.8. So the big reveal. Where does this film sit in the Mate Night machine?
Bang on 4.8 was my score.
4.80 it is then. So we have. Ooh, I see the score. Freddie, do you want to give me a little setup?
So after much deliberation, with the film history at its back, wanting to see what Steven Spielberg's latest film is going to get, we have ranked and reviewed Disclosure Day out of 10, and Jambo is going to give us the score. Tell us how good it is.
It is 5.38, putting it behind Wicked for Good, but ahead of A Few Good Men.
God, we probably need to read it.
It is. I don't know what it is in terms of the ranked, but I know it is the 6th worst film we've ranked on this podcast.
Wow.
And that's out of like 70.
Yeah.
At least.
It wasn't too boring. I do feel like there are a lot of the films that I found more boring are around that neck of the woods. It was more just super dumb, and it wasn't enjoyable enough where you could forgive it for things.
Well, it got one place ahead of Trap, which was enjoyable and dumb.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Trap's a good time.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We will see you possibly for Obsession in like 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
If not, maybe Toy Story or something. I don't know. Thanks so much.
Have a good one.
See you on the next one.